Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another new mom talking head video. A lot of you have expressed that you enjoy my videos where I focus on talking about being a new mom. I have a 10.5-month-old baby boy and he's our first child, and my husband and I have just spent the past almost year navigating this brand new experience, and we're just having the time of our lives with him. He is just an absolute joy, and we have just been absolutely loving our parenting experiences so far. And in today's video, I wanted to sit down and talk about all the different products that we've been using throughout these past 10.5 months. So I have had a list compiled on my phone for the past few months, and it's been kind of slowly growing because we have stuff all the way from newborn era all the way up to now, where he is mobile and doing all kinds of crazy new milestone things. We are on like the verge of walking, and so we've had to get a lot of new products for that. And so I just thought I would sit down and kind of talk about everything across the board and what we thought. I don't want to make this a super drawn out video, so I am going to do it kind of as like a rapid fire review where I don't go into like super depth with everything. I'm just going to tell you about the stuff that we like, why we like it, and then I think I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about things that we didn't love. I might honestly wait to do that one until he's a bit older and we have a few more things to speak to, but I do have a pretty lengthy list for this video. I used to watch these like crazy all the time when I was building my registry. I just found them to be really helpful. A little bit of a disclaimer, obviously, and I've talked about this kind of in my little like parenting experience video that I did as well. Everyone's parenting experience is totally different, and everyone's child's totally different. So not everything that I speak to in this video might be helpful for you, or you might be watching and like say, I have that product and I hate it, or I have that product and I love it. And that is totally fine. Everyone is going to have different needs for their child and find things that work for their child. So I don't necessarily want this video to be like a influencer style thing where I'm like, you need to go buy this, except for like a few of these products. If I feel very passionate about something, I will tell you, but otherwise I'm just letting you know like what worked for us and maybe something that you can try or throw on your registry. Obviously, when you're making your baby registry, you don't know what your baby's gonna like, so it's all trial and error and buying different things and trying different things. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it because like I said, there's kind of a lot. So let's just start right at the top here. First thing I wrote down was Burp cloths. So before I had Teddy, every single video I watched was like, you need these gauzy, they're like this woven material. I don't think I have one close by right now, but they're very, very popular. Like they make bibs out of this material, they make clothing out of this material. It's like a woven material. So I put them on my registry because literally every single video I watched, people were like, these are amazing. And I don't know if I put just the wrong size or something on there, but we ended up getting ones that were a little bit on the smaller side, and they worked great when he was small. As he got bigger, the spitting up became a lot more prominent, and we found them to be just like too small. Like they were absorbent, but they were just a little bit too small. So what we ended up using more of was our receiving blankets that we got, and we used those as burp cloths instead. And let me tell you, when you can drape an entire receiving blanket across your body and use that as a burp cloth, it's great. We got a lot of receiving blankets at our shower, and I was like, oh no, like what are we really gonna do with all of these? Like, yeah, you can swaddle in them and stuff like that, but what are we gonna do with them all? And that's what we ended up using them for, and they were so good. Moral of this little spiel here is like, burp cloths, you need them. I would definitely make sure that you're getting really large ones if you're gonna go with that gauzy material. It's not a bad material, it works. But the size we got, I think, was just a little bit too small. I think I just registered for the smaller ones. So make sure you go really big or use receiving blankets because, man, they work so good. Okay, our diaper bag. Oh, I'm going to put pictures of things here. So this was our diaper bag, and we obviously still use this. I really like it. I wanted a backpack just because I feel like it's just so much easier to carry around. You can like wear it in the store if you're going to the store, whatever. It's just easier. This one comes with, it's just tons of pockets, tons of pockets. There are 2 bottle pockets in the front, so they're kind of like foily look to them, like they're supposed to keep them cold. Do I think that they do much? I don't know. We usually pack like a cooler with bottles if we're going somewhere with ice packs, so we haven't used that front pouch for bottles as much. Also, the pockets for them, we have bottles I'll talk about a little bit later that have like a very wide base, and so they don't fit great into those thermal pouch things in the front. But the rest of the diaper bag is really good. I wish that the main pocket was just a smidge bigger, because if you're packing like toys and stuff, it does get full very quickly. Convenience wise, love it. You could use this for a regular backpack realistically. It comes with a changing pad in it. It's nifty. I definitely like it. Our travel system. So we got the Chico Bravo stroller and then the Chico KeyFit 30 infant seat, which click together, and you can buy them as a travel system, so a set, or you can buy them separate. Either way, you can buy separate bases for the infancy. You can buy the infancy completely separate. It's definitely a deal to get them together though, as the like travel system. We got it in the color Brooklyn, which is like a navy blue. I have no complaints about the travel system. It's great. It's super convenient. It's ridiculously easy to break down, to get into the car. The infant seat, I'd say, is on the heavier side. I know that they have ones on the market that are a bit more lightweight. This is not one of those, but I do really like it. He did already outgrow it. We are switched over to the Graco Forever car seat, which he will have now till he's in a booster. It goes all the way up to like a big kid booster, like 100+ pounds. So we've only had that for a couple of weeks, so I can't really speak to it. So far, we really like it, but yeah, the Chico system we really enjoyed. It's a reasonable price too. I think it's just under $400 for both pieces, and you're going to get like almost a year's use out of that infancy, and then we obviously still use our stroller. The one thing about the stroller that I don't love is that it doesn't have the seat that turns, so like the big kid seat doesn't turn to face you. It's just outward facing, which I know some of the other strollers I've seen on the market, they turn so that they can be facing you. I just wish it did that, but that's okay that it doesn't. He loves his stroller, and it has great storage. It's got storage for your phone at the top, and it has like 4 cup holders, which is awesome. You don't have to buy the like clip-on cup holders. I just really, really like it. So, okay, so bottles, we went with Nano BB and Ma'am. So we actually got the Ma'am gift set, which I picked out based on reviews on Amazon. They had tens of thousands of good reviews. So I picked those, and then we also got a bottle box from our baby list registry, and it had a Nano BB bottle in there, and those are actually like the silicone, and they have like a really wide base. So he ended up really liking those when he was first born, so we went and bought a set of 4, so we have I think total 5 of those, and then we've got a whole set of the Ma'am. So they're very different from each other. The Ma'ams are plastic. They have a anti-colic piece on the bottom, or sterilizing thing, and the nipple shape is like totally different than the Nano BB, but he actually uses both bottles, and he still to this day uses both. I would say he likes the Nano BB ones better. I think he just likes the shape of them better. They're a little bit more of like a natural shape, like rounded, whereas the others are more of a flat nipple. But he's never had any issue using both. And we did do breastfeeding for the first couple months, and he never had any confusion going back and forth. I know that that's not for everybody. Some babies do have like the confusion, or they really don't like using 2 different types of bottles. But we've always just had the 2. I didn't used to want silicone. Now I have to say I'm a fan of the silicone bottles. I just think that they wash really well. Like, we've had no issues with them. I like that they're soft. And the other thing I want to note that we have that's silicone are our silicone bottle brushes. We have had the same brushes the entire time. They're actually wearing out now. We need to get some new ones, but we've had the same ones the whole time because they stay so clean. Like, they're so easily washed. They're not like the plastic bristle ones or like a sponge. And I just highly recommend getting the silicone ones. I will put the ones that we got up here, and they're just right on Amazon, and they're cheap, but they're awesome. Love, love, love the silicone. Huge, huge fan of that. Okay, for baths, we had the Angel Care bath seat, which I feel like literally everyone and their mother has. We got ours at Martin's on sale, but they're usually like 20 bucks at Target, and it's just kind of like a lounger type of seat. There's nothing over the top of them or anything. They just kind of lay on it. And he was in that for the first probably, I think, 6 months, and he outgrew it. He was just like moving around too much, but we really liked it. It was very easy to clean him when he was laying on that. Obviously he's more up out of the water in that though. We would put like a towel over him to keep him warm. Overall, we really enjoyed that one. And then we switched over to the summer bath seat, which is one that I see all the time. It actually suction cups to the sides of the tub, and it just comes in and out of the tub really easily. He really, really likes it. He loves his baths. So I highly recommend it. It's very sturdy. It feels very secure. Obviously you're not leaving them unattended or anything, but he's staying put in it. For a kid that loves to move around and splash and whatever, it contains him really nicely. So I think we'll be in that one for quite a while, and then obviously we'll transition to him just being in the tub. But for right now, the summer bath seat is working out great. Okay, so he's been out of sleep sack swaddles for a while. This kid never liked to have his arms swaddled. From the time he was born, we have had him sleeping with his arms out. When he was first born, he would sleep with them up like this. And so when we would try to swaddle him, he was just not having it. So the Halo sleep sack swaddles have been our bestest friends. We got one actually as a gift at the hospital. They gave us one a newborn size, and we did swaddle his arms at first in that, but then we realized that you can actually just swaddle their torso, so it's nice and tight and snug on their torso, and then leave their arms out. We had these past the point that he was able to roll over because you can put it on them with their arms out. So we didn't worry about that. Obviously you don't want to swaddle their arms in when they can roll, but because he always slept with his arms out, we never had to transition that. But he just really liked, I think, the comfort of that middle like Velcro piece, like really making it tight on his torso while he slept. The Halo ones come in, I'm not even joking, like 200 prints. They're on Amazon. And they then have the regular sleep sacks that you transition to after you don't need the swaddle part anymore. And we transitioned him out of that, I believe it was right around like 7 months old, 8 months old. He didn't need that swaddle piece anymore, and he outgrew the size that they go up to. So after that, you have to transition. I will admit we don't have a regular Halo sleep sack at the moment. We need to get one though for winter, but we do have one from Burt's Bees, and it's just a normal sleep sack that he uses. But the Halo sleep sack swaddle, I recommend them. I'm pretty passionate about that one. I said I wasn't going to be pushy with products. That's a good one. And they have the cutest prints. They have a whole Disney line. He had a Winnie the Pooh one. He had a Nemo one. Oh, I just loved them. I was so sad when we had to put them away. The diaper caddy and the portable changing pad that we got. Okay, so it's actually right behind me, right here, this little brown caddy. We've had that from the beginning. It has been in our living room from the beginning, and it's been our kind of diaper station forever. It is amazing. Love it. It has like movable pieces on the inside so you can make sections different sizes. We've put everything in it: diapers, diaper cream, hand sanitizer. We've got trash bags in there right now. His lotions for his bath are in there. The thing is awesome. I love it. It fits beautifully, just like under an end table or under here or under the coffee table. Like, it's just great. You can move it all around. And then we also got a portable changing pad, which I don't see where that's at right now. It was over here, but that's what we used for the first probably 6 months to change him in the living room. I would just put it on the coffee table and just lay him on that, and it was just awesome. We didn't get a changing table at all, and we just used that portable changing pad, and it was on the nicer side, just like a nice thick quality. The one in the diaper bag is a lot more flimsy, but this one was great, and it just would fold right up. So easy. We are going to be buying another new, like a bigger one soon, because I'll get to this in a minute, but we are changing him on this bassinet back here right now, and he's outgrowing it very quickly. He's very big. He's becoming very big. So we are going to get another portable changing pad, and I'm going to see if we can get a similar one, just larger. Just super easy to store, super durable. Loved it. Our high chair. So we have a Graco 7-in-1 high chair. There's a bunch of different ones out there. For Graco, they have a bunch of 7-in-1s. The backstory on this is we got it on accident. because my mom ordered dog food on Amazon and they sent her a high chair. And that is a true story. And she called me one day. Was not even pregnant. She called me and she was like, "Are you trying to tell me something?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I just got a high chair sent to my house." And no, it was not from me. It was an accident. She ended up calling Amazon and saying, "Hey, do you want me to ship this back to you?" And they were like, "Keep it." And so we got this beautiful, pretty expensive, like a $200 high chair for absolutely free. And it is awesome. This thing is great. It transitions from like infant mode. It has like an infant insert up to where we're at now, which is without the insert. It's still kind of like slightly reclined. There are like 2 tray options. So there's like, 3 tray options. So there's an insert on the top, then there's the regular tray, and then there's a mini tray underneath. It breaks down to a toddler seat that can like hook onto the chair at the table. And then you can also have the high chair and a toddler seat. It comes with like 2. The thing is great. We are going to use that high chair forever, literally till he's probably like 2. Well, we'll use the booster seat too, so he'll be like 2 years old. We'll still be using this thing. It is awesome. I'm still in awe that we got it for free too, and we got like this pretty gray and teal color too. It's like the color I would have picked out if I had bought it myself, and it's just super sturdy, super great. I love Graco in general. It's just a great brand. So really, really highly recommend though the 7-in-1 high chairs, or like anything that has multiple stages with kids, because it's a one-time purchase. You're never gonna have to buy anything else for when they get bigger. Our bassinet, so it's behind me. This is our bassinet. He slept in there until he was, I believe, 6 months old or so. He ended up outgrowing it, and we moved him into the pack and play, and now he's up in his crib. I loved the look of this. It's wooden, and then it's just got the mesh sides. This was from Delta Children, and it was just so simple. There are so many bassinets out there, and I wanted something that had a shelf underneath, so this has a kind of fabric-y shelf under there, but as you can see, it holds a lot of stuff. We store things under there, blankets, and we've got the diapers, and it is now our changing table. We moved it to the living room, and like I said, he's about to outgrow it, but we've been using it for several months now as a changing table. Ever since we moved him out of it for sleep, it's become a changing table. So it's great. It contains him. He's big time into like rolling and trying to escape when we change him right now. So it does contain him for the most part for that. Obviously the sides are not high enough for me to like walk away while he's in there, because he will like literally like head first yeet himself out of the changing table. But it's just, we've been using it now. We'll get almost a year's use out of this. I will say that the one downside to this one was it is a rectangle, and for me, finding sheets for it was really hard. I ended up buying these universal sheets. They said it would fit any type of mattress, rectangle or oval. That was a lie. They did not fit really well at all. They ended up pulling in the corners of the little pad that's in there, and I was not a really big fan of that. I just felt like that didn't look good and could be kind of hazardous, like having the gaps in the corners. So that was the one thing, was finding the sheets. It was just kind of a mess trying to find sheets for it. If you are getting an oval bassinet, they're everywhere. You can find oval sheets, no problem. But something about those rectangle ones, I just had problems. Okay, sound machine. So we did not get a hatch. I know that the hatch is very popular. I actually was going to get the smaller version of the hatch that didn't have the nightlight on it, because we had a nightlight elsewhere. We ended up getting the Frida Baby version of it, which was at Walmart. I think it was like $20, and it just stays on the wave setting. 10 out of 10, love it. It's super simple, it's super portable, like you can throw it in a bag. That's all we really need. He loves the waves. It does white noise, it does birds, it does a bunch of different ones, but the waves, for some reason, he's just really took to. He really likes them. I love them too. We used to have it in our room when he slept in our room with us, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I would just say, as far as the sound machine goes, you absolutely could get a hatch, but just a regular sound machine also works great. So my breast pump, I had the Spectra S2, so that's the pink one. That is the one that plugs into the wall. So the S1 is blue, and it does not plug in, or it does plug into the wall, but you can charge it and you can walk around your house with it. Mine, I did have to have it plugged in. I ended up getting 2 of them. So I got one through insurance, and then I had one of Brandon's cousins actually give me hers from when she had a baby that she just didn't end up using it. It was brand new in the box. So once I had been using it for a little while, I actually applied through my insurance and I got a second one because I wanted one for our living room, and then I also wanted one for the bedroom because I was finding I'm waking up in the night to pump and I'm having to transfer my pump back and forth and plug it in and get it all set up every single night, and it was just kind of annoying. Or I would like get up in the morning, I'd come in the living room, get Teddy situated, and then be like, oh, my pump's in the other room, I gotta go get it. So I got 2, and let me tell you, it was great. Huge game changer. I love the nightlight on it. I use the nightlight to this day, even though I'm not pumping at the moment. I'm all done pumping. I still use it. It's next to my bed, and I use it as a nightlight at night while I'm feeding Teddy his last bottle. I got a bag with my second one with insurance, and it's like a travel bag. It fits so beautifully in there. It came with a bunch of extra pump parts and stuff. I personally just loved it. It worked great for me. I know that pumps are very specific to certain people, like you find what you like, and for me the Spectra S2 was awesome. Honorable mention here, I also tried out the LV Stride, which is a portable pump, and my friend lent it to me for a little bit. I wanted something that I could like clean the house while using, and so it was completely portable, like the 2 breast pump pieces, but the motor, instead of being on those pieces, was actually separate, and you clipped it on your hip, so it had like a tubing system, and that was the only thing about it that I mean I liked it, but it depended on what I was wearing. So I was using it a lot in the summer, and if I was wearing a dress, I couldn't clip it to me. I would have to wear like a belt and then clip it to the belt. So it depended on what I was wearing, and sometimes the tubing would get kind of like jumbled up and not great. So I did find it though to be pretty good as far as like suction went and stuff like that. It worked really well for a portable pump. I know those aren't as good as the kind of hospital grade like Spectras and stuff like that, but I really liked it, and it helped me to like be able to do my laundry or do the dishes or like bebop around the house and carry Teddy. So it did serve its purpose at that point, and it was awesome to have it lent to me. So thank you, Lindsay, because that was great. All right, so moving on to baby clothes. I'm not going to get too much into them. I'm going to talk about sleepers because he lived in sleepers for the majority of the first like 4 months of his life. And I've tried a bunch of different brands. Old Navy is my favorite as far as best prices and variety of styles. They have deals all the time where it's like you can buy more than one and they drop down to $10 a piece or something. They have really cute prints also. I noticed that they only go up to 6 to 9 months, so he has kind of outgrown those sleepers. But yeah, they are awesome. The quality is great, and I love the prints. They're just so cute. Burt's Bees, love them to death. Love their prints. Some of my very favorite sleepers that Teddy has are Burt's Bees. The only problem with them, and if you're a mom, you know this, they are so slim cut. They are so slim, and my little boy's chunky little thighs sometimes have problems in them. He outgrows them very quickly, and they look super long when you're looking at them and you're like, they're never going to fit in that. But because they're so slim, you have to like hike them up and stuff while they're wearing them to get them to fit in there. So like it's just interesting, the proportions of the Burt's Bees stuff, but nevertheless we love them. Their quality is really great, but yeah, I do find because they run slim that he outgrows them a lot faster than other brands. So just be aware of that. I would always size up for Burt's Bees so that they can wear them a bit longer. Carter's. The sizing is all over the place. So Carter's has like sub brands at like Target, Walmart, you know, different places. They've got the Just One You brand. I believe that's at Target. They've got another one through Walmart. And then they've got their like Eco brand that we really love. There's just a bunch of little offshoots, and then there's just like Carter's, just flat Carter's. Their sizing, in my opinion, is all over the place. Like, I feel like we had so many different Carter's sleepers and they all fit different for different lengths of time. It depends on the material, I feel. And I also found that they shrink. They just shrink. I dry everything on low and they still shrink. So that was my only kind of complaint about them, but they are awesome because they have the double zippers. Double zippers are your best friend. You don't have to fully take off the whole sleeper when you're changing them, especially in the middle of the night. It's fabulous. So highly recommend them for those double zippers. They are just, it's unmatched. Some of the Old Navy ones also have double zippers, so that's something that you look out for. I've learned. Cloud Island is through Target. We had a few of those. I really liked them for summer because they were on the thinner side. He just had some really simple, he had one that was like blue, just like rib knit material, and again, it was nice and thin and light for the summer. Those I remember him being in for quite a while, so I will say, like, I think their sizing was pretty accurate. And then the last one that I bought was Wonder Nation, and that was through Walmart. And I discovered them kind of late in the game, and I really liked their sleepers over the Cloud Island, I will say. He had a pack of, I think, 2 for $15, and he wore those for quite a while. They never wore out. They were great, and if I remember right, they had a double zipper on them. So Wonder Nation at Walmart, definitely for the price. I really liked them. Okay, baby slippers. You're probably like, why is this even on the list? Let me tell you. So Brandon's looking at me, he's like smiling because baby slippers. Okay. So we had baby socks, and they don't stay on their feet. We all knew this. I knew that was going to happen. They don't stay on. One day we get a pair of baby slippers in the mail from Brandon's mom. And I at first was like, these aren't going to work. Like, why do we need these for him? But when we put them on his feet, it was magical because they had these Velcro strips at the top that hold them on. And let me see if I can find one. One moment. Okay, these are his Halloween ones. These aren't the same ones, but the same concept. So at the top, you've got the ankle strap, okay? They stay on their feet so much better than socks. And so very quickly, this kid was wearing his slippers everywhere, okay? Outside, we were bringing him to the store in his slippers. He was wearing his slippers at home because it was cold, it was winter, and I needed to put something on his feet. He wasn't always in sleepers. When he wasn't in sleepers, he was wearing his slippers. When he wasn't in sleepers, he was wearing his slippers. Highly recommend getting baby slippers. If you're looking to keep your child's feet warm, but you don't want to deal with the teeny tiny baby socks, get the slippers. So much easier. Okay, we're moving into a cult following item here that I have to rant and rave about because I actually discovered it through a TikTok, and I probably would have never looked twice at this item had I not seen it on TikTok. And that is the Dr. Brown's formula pitcher. Let me tell you, it does not matter if you are pumping or making formula for your child. It was a huge game changer. So when I was first pumping and breastfeeding, I wanted to do the pitcher method, which is where you kind of combine all of your breast milk into a pitcher, and then you can kind of pour bottles out of it throughout the day rather than having all of your like little breast pump bottles in the fridge. We bought the Doc Brown's formula pitcher because it has a handle on the top, and it kind of like you pump it up and down and it mixes. So with breast milk, your breast milk separates and the fat ends up at the top. And so every time I would go to like pour a bottle, you have to like shake it or whatever, and you're trying not to get bubbles in it, and stuff like that, and it can just be a problem. Well, we got this, and you can like stir up your breast milk with it. It has all the ounces on the side, so you can see exactly how much is in there. And then when we transitioned out of the breastfeeding and we went over to supplementing with formula, it became the formula pitcher. So in there, you pour your water, you prepare a bunch of ounces at once, and then you store it in the fridge, and you can mix it in between pouring bottles. Let me tell you, this thing is like one of my favorite products that we bought, and it's $10. And they sell it at Walmart. They sell it at major stores. You can buy it on Amazon. It comes in a bunch of colors. Ours is like the sage green one, and I just absolutely love it. Brandon makes a big pitcher of formula every single day for the day, and then we just like pour the bottles as we need to, and we store it in the fridge. It also mixes the formula super well. It just does a really good job. So I love it. And if you asked me what one of my biggest recommended products was, it's gonna be that. Nothing fancy, just a pitcher. But man does it work great. Okay, swings. So we actually got both from consignment, so I'm not gonna show, I'll show something similar to what we had up here. We had a glider, and then we also had a regular swing that actually adjusted in height and it was just like a really simple little swing. And the reason we got 2 was we actually started with the glider. He loved it, absolutely loved it, because it moved. He liked the movement. He didn't like being in a stationary seat, which I'm gonna talk to the bouncy seat situation in the other video where I talk about the products we didn't love. But the swing was a hit, so we actually ended up going to another consignment store and getting a second swing for like 20 bucks, and it was just like a regular Graco little swing, and we put that one upstairs. So when he was super little and I would be working in my office, I would have him in the swing right next to me, and he could just chill and relax in there. He just loved it. I know that some babies don't like swings. I would definitely like get one at consignment, because you don't know if they're gonna like it, and spending $100+ on a swing for them not to like it is kind of sad. So definitely get one at consignment, see if they like it, and then if they do, you can get another one. It just really, really worked for us. And they were both cordless, which was nice because it made them very mobile. You can move around the room a lot, but the only downside was they chewed up batteries. So if you can get one that has a plug, I would get it, because especially if they really like the swing and they're going to be in the swing a lot, it eats batteries, and they're like the big C and D batteries that are really expensive. So get one that plugs in if you can. Okay, we're moving into toys. Cog and Gear bath toys. They have suction cups. Oh, here's one. Hang on one sec. Okay. We've got 2 on the Skip Hop activity table, which is off to the side. I'm going to talk about in a minute. And then we've got some in the bathroom in the bath caddy. They're not going to pull in water, get moldy, nothing like that. They stick to the side of the tub beautifully. Caddy can play with them. You can put them all together and like make, you know, a series of gears and then pour water through them and they spin. We got these at our shower, and I'm gonna have to like do some research as to what their brand is, because everything is gonna be linked below, by the way. Everything I can find. He loves them. They're so fun, and you can use them all over the place. I wish we had more of them, honestly. Maybe we'll get more for the bathtub, because I just think it'd be fun to make like a whole thing up on the wall. The piano playmat. It's right there. So that is the Fisher-Price piano playmat, the Purple Monkey playmat, that has this cult following on the internet. And let me tell you, I went and bought this after seeing it on TikTok a million times. Everyone was saying it's magical. The hype is absolutely real. This baby loved his playmat from the second it got here. I remember the day, it was a day late coming in. I remember the day that it got here. I was so excited. We set it up and he immediately took to it. Just absolutely adores this playmat. And yes, he's 10.5 months old, and it's still set up in there because he loves the music of it. He likes to pull like the toys down. Like he kind of dismantles it at this point. But the piano, like you can still definitely be playing with the piano at the age he is. We're gonna have this thing for a really long time. They have ones out there that are very similar, but it's something about this specific one. Everyone says they've tried like other ones, and then no, this one. You can find them used all over the place too, like consignment stores, stuff like that. Just get it. Just get it. And you will know and be singing all of the songs within like a week of having it. And know the order of the songs. Know what's coming next. I like the toy, okay? The Skip Hop Activity Center is right next to me. I'll try to pull it into frame a little bit. This one right here. Okay. We bought this kind of an impulse buy when Teddy was 4 months old at Target. They only had like one in stock, and we were like, we're just gonna get it now. He still uses it to this day. We've definitely slowed down using it because he's a lot more mobile now, and he wants to be mobile all the time, and this contains him. But it is so cute. Really, really good. Like it's helped him with his balance because it's got this piece on the bottom that can like move up and down with their height. It helps with the balance. It's helped with like motor skills and stuff, all the little toy attachments on the side. We just really, really have gotten so much use out of it. And the best thing about it is once he outgrows the seat part, which he's kind of on the verge of doing, the bottom piece that he stands on right now actually comes off and it becomes the tabletop. So it becomes a little round table. So then we just have to get him a couple little chairs for it, and he'll have himself a little toddler table and can have his snacks at it and color and whatever. So it really does continue to be a product that we're gonna use as he gets older. And again, like I can't say this enough, those type of products are the things that I like the most because it feels like we are really getting our money's worth out of it. So they make this in a couple different color schemes. So we have the like primary like red, orange, green, yellow tones. They also make a pastel version, and our good friends actually have that one. So it's kind of cool to see the different toys. Like they're the same concepts and movements of toys, but they're like slightly different themed. The magical mushroom teether. Teddy hasn't been playing with this one as much lately because he's not teething right now, and he's kind of moving into bigger kid toys, which kind of breaks my heart. But anyway, this teether, we bought it because I had seen on my registry that it had like a weird cult following, and he was in a teething stage that just like nothing would satisfy the teething. And so we were like, we have to go and get him something. So we went to Target, we found this mushroom teether, and let me tell you, this kid had such an attachment to this mushroom teether for like 2 weeks. He did not want to put it down. It's super easy for them to hold on to the way that it's made, and then it's got like the 2 little antennae that are easy to chew on, and he just went feral for it. He loved it. And if you actually like follow me on Instagram, I think it's his 5-month photos, he's holding it in the picture because he just didn't want to let it go. So we took the pictures with the magical mushroom teether. I don't know what it is about it, but they sell it at Target if you're interested. Okay, so the very, very last thing I have on this list that I actually just added today because it's kind of a newer, it's not new, but since I made this list, it's new. And there are many new toys that we've added that I could speak to as well, but I might do another video like down the road when he's maybe a toddler that is kind of similar to this, where it's like toddler items that we're using, because a lot of what I spoke to today are things that we don't use as much anymore because it was more when he was a baby, you know. He's coming into really being mobile, and so we had to get a playpen because this child, we needed to contain him somehow. So we got this playpen. I got it on Prime Day. I highly suggest on Prime Days or Black Friday or whatever checking it out because these can be a bit pricey, but this was our playpen. And it's the last thing I'll go over in this video because we've already talked a lot. So we got it because we wanted to be able to contain him, yes, but also to have him have a space of his own where we could put his toys and we don't have to worry as much about like the pets being kind of like in his face and stuff like that. So this was just kind of like his own little area. And obviously it has a door and it's got these things here. These helped him learn to pull himself up on stuff and to stand at warp speed. He learned in maybe like a week of having this how to pull himself up. And from there, he really started to learn how to like shuffle along, and it just really helped. So I'm glad that we got this. It came with these things as well, and it came with the little mat that's at the bottom. So it's not like a super thick mat, but it's enough to kind of cushion him if he falls over in there. And we keep some of his toys in here, and then some of them are out and about because he is more mobile and kind of moving around now. But the playpen has been just awesome, especially if I need to contain him for like a few minutes while I'm doing something. I just put him in here and I close up this little door, and then he's got his toys and he's good and he's safe. And he doesn't yet know how to climb out, but I know it's coming. So as soon as he can kind of figure that out, we'll probably take this down and have this just be like a toy corner. But the playpen has been very successful so far, and they are everywhere on Amazon. They have a bunch of different brands, but this one, I can't remember how big this one is. I think it is a square. I want to say it's like 6 feet by 6 feet or something like that. It's kind of like the mid-range size. They had bigger ones than this, but I wanted something that fit nicely in this corner, and yeah, it's great. Okay, so that is gonna do it for this video. This ended up being a lot more. I didn't realize I had that much on my list, but I hope that this was helpful to you, especially if you're building a baby registry or like you just don't know what to buy. These could be some good options for you. Again, I'm not gonna say like this is 100% gonna work for you because every item is gonna be different, and there are things, like I said, that I have on another list that we were suggested and then it ended up not working for us. So that's always a possibility. Just remember that. I just wanted to give you guys my opinion of like the past 10 months and what we have really liked and what has made our lives easier. Obviously, these items, a lot of them are not 100% necessary. You don't need all of this stuff when you have a baby, especially when you first bring a newborn home. You need very, very bare bones, minimal things. But obviously there are items that make your life easier. So, but yeah, I didn't even put everything on this list. Like, there are still things in my brain that I'm like, oh, we didn't include that. Maybe I'll speak to them in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this, I can make a second one. Or what I'm thinking I'll probably do is do one down the road when he's more of a toddler, and we'll touch upon kind of big kid toys and big kid stuff. Sad. Also coming up, I'm going to be doing a video where oh, the heat came on, that was loud. I'm going to be doing a video where I react to packing my hospital bag, because I definitely know that there are things in that video that I want to touch upon and tell you like what I did and didn't use, and we're coming up on almost the year mark of that video. So my goal is to make it around the same time, so I think it'll be in early December or like mid to late November, sometime around there. I'm planning on making that because I just think it's gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna watch it, I'm gonna like live react to it on camera that day, but it's just so weird to think back to this time last year and think I was 8 months pregnant and I was like, just had no idea what was coming. We were in the process of building our nursery at this point, and we were coming into the holidays, and it's just like crazy to think that was a year ago. It doesn't feel like it was a year ago, but it was. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like lifestyle content, I guess new mom content, if you like homemaking type of stuff, that's the type of stuff that I focus on doing here on this channel when I have time in my busy and new mom life. I try, but finding time to sit down, as you guys have probably figured out nowadays, is kind of hard, kind of difficult, but I enjoy it nonetheless every time I'm able to sit down and talk to you all. And I thank you all so much for following me on this channel, subscribing, liking all the videos, interacting with them. You guys are awesome, and thank you so much for sticking with me. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.